While on a lovely long walk in the Everglades National Park, I suddenly thought, why not add my voice to my recipes? And that's what I did. On our way back, we suddenly realized that we were very, very hungry, craving some good red meat, with something hearty like mashed potatoes. We found this perfect ribeye steak in the shop, and I cut it lightly on both sides. I have a great idea for the marinade in mind, and I want the meat to absorb it deeply. For the marinade, I grate finally a small piece of peeled ginger. If you haven't tried it before, you will be surprised how well beef and ginger go together. I start by putting the ingredients together in a Ziploc bag. This way, I don't have to worry about a bunch of bowls cluttering up in the kitchen, and the meat will be well sealed while it marinates. Next, I add 1/8 cup of honey, which we got from the Amish farm. It's as organic as it gets. The same amount of soy sauce for saltiness. I use a classic Kikkoman soy sauce, naturally brewed. A bit of brown sugar for more sweetness and a hint of toffee flavor. A spoonful of apple cider vinegar. You can of course use lemon juice instead. A dash of olive oil and just a pinch of garlic powder. It's quite strong, so we need to make sure it doesn't overpower the other ingredients. It's really up to you, and you can adjust with the sweetness, saltiness and sourness of the marinade by adding honey, soy sauce or vinegar. You should find the balance that you like the best. Next, I put the meat into the zip bag and make sure that it's evenly spread in these checkerboard cuts that I made on the steak. Now it needs to rest for at least half an hour. It would be good to marinate the steak for 8 hours in the fridge, but we are starving and can't wait that long. Now I cut the potatoes. They come from the same farm as our honey, very fresh and crispy. The fresher the potatoes are, the less starchy the mash will be. It retains a deep, earthy flavor, grown without the use of pesticides. We are lucky to have a couple of organic farms in our area, and it is lovely to see the variety of fruits and vegetables changing with the seasons. Now, at the end of August, it's just the right time of year for young potatoes, as well as eggplants, bell peppers, green beans, and summer squash. I boil them for our mash, with a pinch of salt. Of course, you can cook the potatoes whole. I cut them into slices to save time and feed everyone as fast as I can. Let's get back to the steak. While I was busy with potatoes, the steak was marinating for half an hour. I didn't put it in the fridge. As you can see, the marinade has seeped into the meat and there's almost none left in the bag. Here's a tip. If you marinate the meat overnight, take it out of the fridge and let it warm up at room temperature for half an hour before you fry it. Then the meat will avoid the hot pan shock that might make the texture tough and chewy. I wipe off the excess with paper towel. The surface of the meat should be dried to prevent it from steaming instead of frying. I heat up the frying pan with a splash of olive oil, and I put the steak in. This beautiful cracking sound is what you want to hear. At the same time, a magical smell fills the kitchen. Ginger, caramel, soy sauce, and of course the beef. I fry it for about 3 minutes on each side to reach the medium stage. You can see this beautiful, slightly charred caramel crust that we have here. It is thanks to the honey and brown sugar. I add a good piece of butter at the end for a smooth and creamy note. Butter has a talent for blending all the flavors together. The potatoes are now well cooked. I strain them. They could also need a little butter, which by the way we also fetched from the same farm as the potatoes and the honey. A little bit of warm milk, and they are ready to be mashed. When they are sliced like this, it makes it a lot easier. By the way, potato mash is great with a good spoonful of cream cheese like Philadelphia, but I don't have any in the fridge at the moment. The steak had a little rest after the pan and it's ready to be sliced. Look at this, crispy yet very soft in the middle. That's just what I wanted. We should use the same marinade for our next barbecue. Maybe I'll add some lime juice and zest. By now it's time to feed my hungry caterpillars. There is nothing quite like a good steak and potato mash after a long afternoon walk. It is a classic pairing for a reason. A spoonful of it makes you feel at home and gives you a heartwarming sense of comfort and peace.